Okay, we're going now reviewing the oresh reviiD. The oresh reviiD works like this. You have a graph here that goes, x-axis goes from 0 to 30. The y goes from 0 till 27. And the next portion I will show later. Let's just zoom in on this area. So the x represents the degrees of the celestial equator. So we have here in Eretz Yisrael, the celestial equator is right now on the horizon, on the western horizon. It's setting. So this is 0, and at the same time, when celestial equator is on the horizon, also we have the same moment the Tele is on the horizon, because that's the same point, obviously. Both are 0. Now, let's assume we're waiting exactly 40 minutes have passed since that time. So now, I'm stopping here. This is 10. 10 means, I'm going exactly where it's 10. Okay. 10 means that right now, the point 10, the right ascension 10, is on the horizon. That's exactly 40 minutes, because each degree of celestial equator takes 4 minutes to set. However, 8.57, that's the point of the ecliptic of the Galgal Hamazolis. So we see that the Galgal Hamazolis is going slowly in respect to the celestial equator, because the celestial equator has said already 10 degrees, and the Galgal Hamazolis only 8.5. This is what we are experiencing during these mazalas of Taleh. This graph is specifically for Taleh. Specifically. We'll soon go on to show section by section, and let's show now a very specific example. Let's assume somebody wants to know how long does it take the Galgal mazalas from 10 to 20. So what we do is like this. We have to remember the y-axis represents the Galgal Mazalas, and the x-axis represents celestial equator. So we take this, we drag it here, 9.99. That means we are telling you that we want to know, again, I'll repeat the question. How many minutes does it take for the part of the Galgal Mazalas from 10 to 20 to set? That's what our question is. Let's understand the question. We're standing right now, we're seeing 10 of the Galgal Mazalas. That's 10 degrees in Taleh, is right now on the Oifik, on the horizon of Eretz Yisrael. And we are interested to know, how long will it take for another 10 degrees how long will it take till we see the number 20 of the Galgal Mazalas? That's 20 in Taleh. How long will that take to happen? Will it take, you can answer roughly, but we don't know exactly. We can say roughly 40 minutes, because that's always the average. The average is that each degree takes 4 minutes, but that's not true, because as we explained with a model, that there is some difference in the setting of the celestial equator and the Galgal Mazalas. So this graph shows exactly the differences. So we have here this point. See, it says 11.66. So you've taken a paper, you write down 11.66. That means that when you have 10, the Galgal Mazalas 10 on the horizon, then we have 11.66 of the Mazalas. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. When you have 10 of the Mazalas, because the y-axis is the Mazalas, we have 10 of the Mazalas, we have 11.66 on celestial equator. Now we're gonna drag this until we get to 20 of the Mazalas. This is 20 of the Mazalas. 19.98. Let's go close to 20. Oh, 20. Okay, this is good enough for me. 20.0. So we write down on the paper 23.43. That is, the celestial equator will be at point 23.43 on the horizon. That point of the equator. So now we take 23.43 minus 11.66, because that's how many degrees of the celestial equator had set during those 10 degrees of the Mazalas have set. We see, obviously, just, it's more than 10. So we take a calculator. I'm taking a calculator right now. $23.43 minus 11.66 is equals to 11.77. 11.77. What does that mean? That 11.77 degrees of the celestial equator had set during these 10 degrees of the Mazalas. So obviously that takes a while, because you make 11.77 times 4, you see 47.08 minutes. So our first guess was 40 minutes, but here we found out that these 10 degrees of Mazalas took 47.08 minutes to set. Or if you